There are signings that improve a squad, there are signings that improve a starting 11, and then there are signings that completely change the identity of a football club. Georgia Stanway belongs in that final category. When Arsenal announced her arrival, many supporters celebrated because they knew they were signing one of England's best midfielders. But this transfer goes far beyond adding another talented player. Georgia Stanway is exactly the type of footballer Arsenal have been missing, and perhaps the final piece Renée Slegers needed to build a team capable of dominating both the Women's Super League and the UEFA Women's Champions League. For years, Arsenal have possessed technical quality, creativity, and attacking talent, but there have been moments in the biggest matches where something felt absent. There were games where the midfield lacked authority, moments where leadership disappeared under pressure, and occasions when the team struggled to impose themselves physically against elite opponents. Those small details often decide titles. They separate very good teams from truly great ones. Arsenal have recognized those weaknesses, and by signing Georgia Stanway, they may have solved several problems with one transfer. The first thing Arsenal have lacked in recent seasons is leadership from midfield. Leadership is not simply about wearing the captain's armband or shouting instructions across the pitch. Real leaders influence matches through their mentality. They demand higher standards from teammates. They refuse to accept defeat, even when the game becomes difficult. Every successful team has footballers who drag everyone forward during difficult moments, and Stanway has built her reputation on doing exactly that. She has experienced the pressure of winning league titles, competing in the Champions League, and representing England on the biggest international stages. Those experiences shape players differently. They teach composure when everything around you becomes chaotic. They teach resilience when matches are slipping away. Arsenal have talented players throughout the squad, but adding someone with Stanway's mentality gives the entire team another leader capable of setting standards every single day in training and every weekend on the pitch. That mentality becomes even more valuable when you consider the departures Arsenal have experienced this summer. Beth Mead, Katie McCabe, Victoria Pelova, Leah Kodina, and Manuela Zinsberger all brought valuable experience to the dressing room. Replacing experienced players is never simply about replacing ability. Clubs also lose voices inside the dressing room, personalities who influence teammates during difficult periods of the season. Georgia Stanway arrives ready to fill part of that void. She understands what elite environments demand because she has spent years competing inside them. She knows what winning requires, and that mentality spreads naturally throughout a squad. The second area where Arsenal needed improvement was physicality. Modern football is becoming faster every season. Midfields are no longer won purely through technical ability. They are won through intensity, strength, and the willingness to compete in every duel. Stanway brings exactly that balance. Looking at her performances last season, the numbers speak for themselves. She won 121 duels with a success rate of 55% while also winning almost 69% of her aerial battles. Those are not ordinary statistics for a midfielder. They demonstrate a player who embraces physical contests rather than avoiding them. Arsenal already possess technically gifted midfielders, but adding someone who enjoys competing physically makes the entire midfield far more balanced. Her defensive contribution is equally impressive. 82 defensive actions, 49 successful tackles, 118 recoveries, and 21 clearances highlight a footballer who contributes just as much without the ball as she does in possession. Too often people judge midfielders purely by goals and assists, but winning championships requires players willing to do the difficult work others rarely notice. Stanway recovers possession, presses aggressively, tracks runners, and protects her defenders. That work allows attacking players greater freedom because they know somebody behind them is constantly protecting the team. Arsenal needed more of that balance in midfield, and Stanway delivers it naturally. Perhaps the most important quality she brings is her relentless box-to-box energy. Very few midfielders cover ground the way Georgia Stanway does. She defends inside her own half one moment before arriving inside the opposition penalty area seconds later. Her statistics reflect exactly that. She registered 7 league goals and 9 assists while creating 35 chances and 7 big chances for teammates. Those are attacking numbers many creative midfielders would be proud of. Yet she combined those contributions with elite defensive work at the opposite end of the pitch. That combination is incredibly rare. Most midfielders specialize in either attacking or defending. Stanway gives Arsenal both. She can win the ball deep inside her own half before carrying attacks forward herself, making her one of the most complete midfielders in Europe. Her influence in possession is another reason Arsenal targeted her. Completing 1,760 successful passes at an accuracy of 88.4% demonstrates complete control of matches. She does not simply recycle possession safely. She progresses the ball intelligently, helping Arsenal move through opposition pressure while maintaining control. Her 130 accurate long balls at a success rate above 60% also highlight her ability to switch play quickly and stretch defensive structures. Those qualities become especially important against teams that defend in compact blocks. Stanway possesses both the patience to control possession and the vision to break defensive lines when opportunities appear. One statistic that perhaps deserves even more attention is her 2,325 touches across the league season. That number tells its own story. Arsenal are not signing a passenger. They are signing a midfielder who constantly wants responsibility. The best players always demand the ball regardless of pressure, and Stanway clearly fits that profile. Whether Arsenal are leading, drawing, or chasing a game, she wants to influence every phase of play. Those are exactly the personalities elite clubs need when competing across multiple competitions. Of course, football is ultimately judged by trophies, and this is where Stanway may bring Arsenal something they have lacked in recent seasons. Winning mentality cannot be measured through statistics alone. It develops through years of competing for titles, handling pressure, and delivering performances when expectations are highest. Georgia Stanway has built that mentality throughout her career. She understands the standards required to challenge for major honors because she has lived inside winning environments. Every training session becomes more competitive when players with that mentality arrive. Younger teammates improve because expectations rise naturally. Standards increase without coaches needing to demand them constantly. That is often the hidden value experienced winners bring to ambitious squads. Her Champions League numbers also deserve context. Although she did not register a goal or assist across 9 matches, she still completed 574 successful passes at 88% accuracy, while contributing 35 defensive actions and 45 recoveries against the strongest opposition in Europe. Those performances underline something important. Stanway remains effective even when matches become more difficult. Elite European football often demands patience, discipline, and tactical intelligence rather than spectacular individual moments. Arsenal want to compete seriously in the Champions League, and adding players already comfortable performing on that stage is absolutely essential. There is another reason why this signing feels so important. Arsenal are building a new era under Renée Slegers. Every successful manager eventually shapes a squad that reflects their football philosophy. Looking at the players Arsenal have targeted this summer, there is a clear pattern emerging. They want footballers who are technically excellent, tactically intelligent, physically competitive, and mentally resilient. Georgia Stanway embodies every single one of those qualities. She does not simply fit Arsenal's system. She elevates it. She gives the manager more tactical flexibility, more leadership on the pitch, and greater balance across the midfield. Perhaps that is why so many Arsenal supporters are excited. This signing is not based on potential alone. Stanway arrives already performing at the highest level while still entering the prime years of her career. She has the experience to contribute immediately and the age profile to remain one of Arsenal's key players for many seasons. Those opportunities do not become available very often, especially when you are signing an England international with proven quality across domestic and European football. If Arsenal want to win the Women's Super League, they must consistently outperform Chelsea, Manchester City, and Manchester United over an entire season. If they want to conquer Europe, they must overcome clubs like Barcelona, Lyon, and Bayern Munich. Those challenges require more than technical ability. They require leadership during difficult moments, physical strength against elite opponents, relentless energy across 90 minutes, and the mentality to keep chasing trophies regardless of setbacks. Those are precisely the qualities Georgia Stanway brings to North London. That is why this transfer feels different from many others. Arsenal have not simply signed another midfielder. They have signed someone capable of transforming the personality of the entire team. A player who leads without needing speeches. A player who competes for every ball as though the match depends on it. A player who contributes defensively, creates chances offensively, and refuses to stop running from the first whistle until the last. In many ways, she is exactly the midfielder Arsenal have been searching for. The Women's Super League should take notice because Arsenal have not only added quality, they have added character. They have added leadership. They have added physicality. They have added a winning mentality. Most importantly, they have added one of the finest box-to-box midfielders in Europe. If Georgia Stanway performs at the level she has consistently shown over recent seasons, Arsenal may have completed one of the most important signings of the entire summer transfer window. Now, we want to hear from you. Do you think Georgia Stanway is the missing piece Arsenal needed to challenge for every major trophy? How would you rate this signing out of 10? And where do you think Arsenal now rank among the best teams in Europe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy our women's football coverage, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest transfer updates, breaking news, tactical analysis, and exclusive stories throughout the summer transfer window.